The education minister is taking over a 7th school board in Ontario to block the dismissal of dozens of teachers he says would have caused disruptions in the middle of the school year. But opposition leaders say he will use any excuse to take control.
Doug Ford and his gang have made a mess of education over 8 years, and this is where we're at right now. And their solution is, let's take over school boards willy-nilly.
But the education minister argues it is a necessary step to end mismanagement and disruption at 2 Ontario school boards. In a release, Paul Calandra says he is immediately putting Peel under supervision to stop the board's layoff plan, which he explains would have seen 60 classroom teachers lose their jobs. He's also giving the York Catholic Board 14 days to respond to financial concerns before it too is placed under government watch.
It's really important that the ministry put money in the classrooms, and that's all we're asking for. And if trustees can't figure out how to do that, maybe we need different trustees.
The president of the York Catholic Teachers Union tells us there does appear to be financial mismanagement at the board, with trustee infighting costing $321,000 in legal disputes that spanned years.
Definitely that $321,000 would have definitely been useful in our classroom for sure.
To compare, the supervisors the government has hired to replace trustees at 6 other boards are being paid $350,000 each annually, and the opposition party calling Calandra out for visiting charter schools in the UK this week after criticizing trustees in the past for questionable expenses such as late-night food orders.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this trip probably cost a lot more than a milkshake. Minister of Education probably could have saved some money by actually listening to kids here in our schools, in our public education system.
Meanwhile, parents of kids in supervised boards say they aren't seeing the outcomes the minister has promised. The TDSB has been under supervision since June. Would you say things have improved in the 6 months since that happened?
No, unfortunately, I am in a supervised board. There hasn't been any change to my school. Advocacy has only gotten harder. Don't have a trustee anymore. That was one phone call I could make. I'm left to navigate a system and trying to escalate, and I have been this year for my daughter. There's things that have happened at my school, trying to escalate. It's very difficult.
Peel has been given 14 days to respond to the minister's concerns, at which point he will decide if the board should remain under supervision. By the way, this latest takeover means about 500,000 students in Ontario are now in boards that are under government watch. For City News, I'm Tina Yazdani.